Deep within the emerald heart of the rainforest, a world of vibrant life pulses with unseen energy. Sunlight struggles to pierce the dense canopy, dappling the forest floor in shifting patterns of light and shadow. Well, here, amidst the damp leaf litter and the tangled roots of ancient trees, lives a creature of extraordinary beauty. It is a living jewel, so small it could rest comfortably on your fingertip. Its skin glows with colors so intense they seem almost unreal. Electric blues, fiery oranges, brilliant yellows. This is the poison dart frog, a tiny amphibian that carries a potent secret within its dazzling appearance. A secret that has fascinated scientists and indigenous peoples for centuries. This creature's name hints at a paradox. It is both a thing of delicate beauty and a bearer of powerful toxins. For generations, these frogs have been a source of wonder and caution. How can something so small and seemingly fragile possess such a formidable defense? The answer is a story of evolution, a masterpiece of adaptation written over millions of years. It's a tale of survival in one of Earth's most competitive environments, where every living thing must find its own unique way to thrive. The frog's brilliant colors are not just for show, they are a warning, a vivid signal to all who might see it as an easy meal. This visual warning is known as Aposematism. It is a language of color spoken throughout the natural world, a clear message that says, "I am dangerous. Stay away." Predators learn to associate these vibrant hues with a deeply unpleasant or even fatal experience. This tiny frog, therefore, moves with a confidence that belies its size. It does not need to hide in the shadows or rely on camouflage. Instead, it advertises its presence, its very existence, a testament to the power of its hidden defense. It is a bold strategy, a gamble that has paid off spectacularly in the great evolutionary game of life and death. In our journey today, we will explore this remarkable creature from every angle. We will venture into its world, a miniature kingdom of mosses and fallen leaves, to understand how it lives. We will look beyond its stunning exterior to uncover the intricate biology that makes it so unique. We will delve into the science that allows us to comprehend its deadly physics and its incredible adaptations. Our exploration will be a calm and immersive one, filled with the quiet wonders of the natural world. We invite you to join us as we unravel the mysteries of the poison dart frog, a true jewel of the forest. Our investigation into the world of the poison dart frog will follow three distinct but interconnected paths. First, we will explore the theme of adaptation. This is the story of how these frogs became what they are today. We will travel back in time, examining the evolutionary pressures that sculpted their bodies and behaviors. By understanding their ancestors and the environment they inhabited, we can piece together the puzzle of their survival. We will see how their diet, the very insects they consume, becomes the source of their chemical arsenal. We will see how their diet, the very mites they consume, becomes the source of their chemical arsenal, a process that is as fascinating as it is complex and a direct link to their habitat. Next, we will turn our attention to the frog's physical characteristics. We will admire its vivid coloration not just as a beautiful display but through the lens of physics, understanding how light interacts with its skin to produce such breathtaking patterns. We will examine the structure of this skin, a marvel of biological engineering that holds and secretes the potent toxins. The composition of these poisons, a cocktail of alkaloids, is a subject of intense scientific study. We will also explore the mechanics of its movement, the physics behind its powerful leaps, and the sensory world it perceives through its unique eyes and ears. Finally, we will look at the hardware that helps us understand this creature. This includes not only the frog's own incredible anatomy, but also the sophisticated tools and techniques scientists use to study it. High-powered microscopes reveal the secrets of its skin at a cellular level. Advanced instruments like mass spectrometers allow us to analyze the exact chemical makeup of its toxins. We will see how high-speed cameras can slow down its rapid movements, revealing the precise biomechanics of a jump. Through these instruments, we translate the frog's biology into data we can understand. This journey combines natural history with the rigor of modern science. We will use simple mathematics to appreciate the rates of evolutionary change and the physics that govern the frog's daily life. From archival research to cutting-edge laboratory analysis, we will assemble a complete picture of this tiny amphibian. The story of the poison dart frog is not just about a single species. It is about the intricate web of life and the remarkable ways organisms find to survive. Prepare to see this small creature in a completely new light as we unlock its secrets one by one. The story of the poison dart frog does not begin with brilliant colors or potent toxins. It begins millions of years ago with humble brown, non-toxic ancestors. These ancient amphibians lived much like many frogs do today, relying on camouflage to hide from predators. Blending into the leaf litter and shadows to avoid being seen. Masters of disguise, mottled skin matched the forest floor. Survival depended on remaining invisible, a strategy that served their lineage for an immense stretch of time. The baseline for a dramatic transformation driven by subtle environmental shifts. A pivotal turn occurred within Dendrobatidae, the poison dart frog family. Scientists point to a key innovation: the ability to sequester to store chemical compounds from their food without harm, a monumental biological leap. Rather than metabolizing and breaking down all dietary chemicals, some frogs developed a pathway to absorb and accumulate specific alkaloids. Likely begun as a random mutation, a small change in their genetic code, at first offering no clear advantage but laying groundwork for a defensive strategy that defined descendants. Neotropical rainforests exerted immense ecological pressures. Biodiversity hotspots teeming with predators, snakes, spiders, large insects constantly hunting. For small, soft-bodied frogs, the predation risk was exceptionally high. In this evolutionary arms race, any slight advantage could mean life or death. Storing mildly noxious dietary compounds made early frogs less palatable. A predator that bit might be deterred by the taste, spit the frog out, leaving it alive though scarred. That subtle defense set the stage for divergence. Camouflaged cousins kept hiding. This new lineage took a different path. Slightly more toxic frogs survived more predator encounters. Over countless generations, natural selection favored greater alkaloid accumulation. Gradually, across millennia, drab amphibians transformed. No longer just hiding, becoming danger itself. The shift to active chemical defense marked the evolutionary dawn of the poison dart frog we know today. The secret to the poison dart frog's toxicity lies not within its own body's production, but in the food it consumes. These frogs are specialist hunters feeding on a specific menu of small arthropods, ants, mites, termites. It is from these tiny creatures that the frogs acquire the powerful alkaloid toxins that make them so dangerous. A striking case of coevolution. The frog depends on its prey for defense. The frog's digestive system acts like a chemical processing plant. It isolates and transports these potent compounds from stomach to specialized skin glands. And it does so without poisoning the frog. Scientific studies confirm this dietary link. Raised in captivity, away from native diet, the frogs are non-toxic. Lab-bred frog-fed fruit flies, lab-bred frog-fed crickets remain vibrant but harmless. That discovery proved toxins are sequestered from diet, not made by the frog. It shows the deep connection between the frog, its diet, and the rainforest ecosystem. The frog borrows its defense from insects on the rainforest floor. The alkaloids in a frog's skin vary with location and local availability of certain ants' mites. Researchers can read a frog's chemical signature like a fingerprint to identify its home range. Example: one valley's frogs dominated by compounds from a fire ant species, neighboring ridge's frogs dominated by compounds from oribitid mites. This chemical diversity complicates their biology and gives scientists a tool for studying population dynamics and geographic distribution. This dietary specialization demanded major physiological adaptations. The frog evolved specific transport proteins and cellular mechanisms to safely handle neurotoxins. Think of the proteins as specialized keys that pick up alkaloid molecules and move them through the bloodstream to skin glands without unlocking the frog's own nerve channels. This intricate system is a big evolutionary investment. The frog traded a broad diet for a powerful defensive weapon, making it a rainforest icon and focus of scientific curiosity. The effectiveness of the poison dart frog's defense relies entirely on the ability of predators to learn. A toxin is only a useful deterrent if an attacker survives the first encounter and remembers the experience. The frog's bright coloration, or aposematism, serves as the memorable lesson plan in this natural classroom. A young, inexperienced predator, such as a bird or a snake, might attempt to eat a poison dart frog once. The immediate and intensely unpleasant effects, a burning sensation in the mouth, severe sickness, even death, create a powerful and lasting negative association. The predator quickly learns that the small, brightly colored creature is not a viable food source. This learning process is crucial for the survival of the frog population as a whole. While the individual frog that serves as the first lesson might be injured or killed, its sacrifice educates the predator. That educated predator will then avoid other frogs with similar coloration, increasing their chances of survival. This is a form of kin selection, where the unfortunate fate of one individual benefits its relatives and the wider community. The vivid colors act as a universal symbol, a consistent warning sign that, once learned, is rarely forgotten. The bolder and more conspicuous the color, the faster the predator learns the lesson, and the more effective the signal becomes across the ecosystem. Researchers have conducted experiments to test this learning behavior directly. In controlled studies, they present naive predators with models of poison dart frogs. Some models are brightly colored, while others are drab brown. The models are often coated with a harmless but bitter-tasting substance. Predators quickly learn to avoid the brightly colored models, but continue to attack the brown ones. This demonstrates that the color itself, not just the taste, becomes the critical cue. The association is so strong that predators will generalize the warning, avoiding other similarly colored objects or insects, even if they are completely harmless mimics of the truly toxic species. The effectiveness of this warning system also depends on the intelligence and sensory perception of the predator community. The signal works because the primary hunters of small frogs, such as birds, snakes, and spiders, often have good color vision. They are capable of distinguishing the brilliant reds, yellows, and blues from the greens and browns of the forest floor. The frog's defense is therefore perfectly tuned to its audience. It is a communication strategy written in the language of light and color, broadcasted to exactly the creatures it needs to warn. The predator's classroom is a harsh one, but its lessons are vital for maintaining the delicate balance of the rainforest food web. Evolution is not just a qualitative story. It can also be understood through the lens of mathematics. By studying rates of genetic mutation and pressures of natural selection, we can model how a trait like toxicity spreads. Imagine a simple model: a population of 1,000 ancient frogs and one individual with a mutation that sequesters a mild toxin. If that trait gives a 1% better chance of surviving to reproduce each year, mathematics of population genetics shows how that advantage compounds. This small edge becomes the engine of evolutionary change. Using a basic evolutionary equation, we can estimate how long until an advantageous gene becomes common. The rate depends on selective pressure, how much better the toxic frog's survival rate is. If predators are abundant and the toxin is effective, selective pressure is high and the gene spreads in a few hundred generations. If predators are scarce, the advantage is smaller and it may take thousands of generations. This framework reveals the dynamic relationship between organism and environment. But there are trade-offs that can be quantified. Making and handling toxins requires energy. Non-toxic frogs avoid that cost. That energy could be used for growth, finding mates, producing more offspring. Scientists measure metabolic rates of toxic versus non-toxic frogs to estimate the cost. The defense's benefit must outweigh the energetic cost. In predator-rich environments, the benefit easily justifies the expense. In safer ones, the cost can outweigh the benefit and be selected against. This trade-off idea is central to modern biology. For poison dart frogs, the trade-off was camouflage versus toxicity. A camouflaged frog invests in staying hidden, a toxic frog invests in chemical defense and in advertising. You can't do both effectively. A brightly colored frog is easily seen, so its chemical defense must be exceptionally reliable. Simple probability models show a potency threshold where a conspicuous toxic frog's survival surpasses that of a hidden non-toxic frog. That's the mathematical tipping point behind their dazzling, dangerous appearance. The evolution of bright warning coloration was a significant gamble. For a species that once relied on being invisible, developing a conspicuous appearance seems counterintuitive. There must have been a transitional period where frogs were becoming more colorful, but had not yet developed highly potent toxins. During this phase, they would have been more visible to predators, but only mildly unpalatable. This would have made them incredibly vulnerable. They were losing the protection of camouflage before they had fully gained the protection of a powerful chemical defense. This evolutionary hurdle is a challenging puzzle for biologists to solve, and it represents a high-stakes moment in the frog's history. One leading hypothesis suggests that these frogs lived in family groups. This social structure could have provided a crucial safety net during the risky transitional phase. If a predator attacked and ate one of these moderately toxic, semi-colorful frogs, its nearby relatives would benefit from the predator's learned aversion. Because they share many of the same genes, the survival of the relatives helps pass on the genetic blueprint for coloration and toxicity. This idea, known as kin selection, provides a plausible mechanism for how such an intermediate step could have persisted. The family group absorbed the risk for the individual. Another possibility is that the initial evolution of bright colors was not for warning predators at all, but for communicating with other frogs. Color plays a vital role in mate selection and territorial disputes in many animal species. Perhaps the colors first evolved as a way for frogs to recognize members of their own species or to signal their fitness to potential mates. Once these colors were established for social reasons, they could have been co-opted for their secondary, defensive role as toxicity levels increased. In this scenario, the warning signal to predators was a happy accident, an added benefit to a trait that originally served a completely different purpose. Regardless of the precise path, the end result was a spectacular success. The gamble paid off. The poison dart frog transformed from a timid, hidden creature into a bold, confident resident of the forest floor. This transition from camouflage to aposematism is one of the most striking examples of adaptive evolution in the animal kingdom. It demonstrates how, under the right ecological pressures, natural selection can produce truly extraordinary solutions to the fundamental problem of survival. The frog's vibrant skin is not just a warning, it is a declaration of evolutionary victory, a testament to the high-risk, high-reward strategy that secured its place in the rainforest. The story of the poison dart frog is a profound lesson in perspective. It reminds us that some of the most complex and fascinating biological systems on our planet are found in its smallest inhabitants. This tiny amphibian, small enough to sit on a thumbnail, contains within it a universe of scientific marvels. It is a master of chemistry, a practitioner of physics, a living monument to the power of evolution. Its existence challenges us to look more closely at the world around us, to appreciate the intricate beauty and hidden genius in places we might otherwise overlook. The quiet, damp leaf litter of the forest floor holds stories as grand and compelling as any other realm of nature. Our scientific journey has taken us from the grand scale of evolutionary history down to the molecular level of a single toxin molecule locking onto a nerve cell. We have seen how adaptation, physical form, and our own scientific tools are interwoven. This process of discovery is a source of great wonder. There is a deep satisfaction in understanding how a frog's skin creates the color blue, not with pigment, but with microscopic crystals, or in tracing a toxin back to a specific species of ant. Science does not diminish the magic of nature, it enhances it. It gives us a deeper, more informed appreciation for the elegance and ingenuity of life's solutions. Yet, for all that we have learned, the poison dart frog still holds many secrets. There are hundreds of alkaloid toxins whose precise functions are not yet fully understood. There are countless questions about their social behavior, their cognitive abilities, and the full extent of their diversity. Every new study and each new piece of hardware seems to open up more questions than it answers, inviting the next generation of scientists to continue the exploration. The natural world is an endless frontier of knowledge, and the poison dart frog is one of its most captivating guides, constantly reminding us of how much more there is to discover and to, be amazed by. The wonder of this small creature, therefore, is enduring. It is a story of survival against the odds, a story of beauty and danger intertwined. It is a testament to the incredible creativity of the evolutionary process and a symbol of the fragile, interconnected web of life in the rainforest. As we leave this miniature world, we carry with us a renewed sense of awe for the complexity and elegance of nature. We hope this journey has illuminated the quiet marvels of one of the planet's most extraordinary inhabitants. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.